Hi guys, and welcome to episode 2 in the construction of my new model railroad shop from the ground up. Let me give you a quick picture of me just so you can put a face to the project. That's probably enough of that. So those of you who didn't see my first episode, what I'm doing here is I'm building a model railroad shop, an interactive model railroad shop from the ground up. Of course, the building isn't mine. This excellent building was just newly renovated. It's a perfect size for what I'm doing here. But the shop itself, everything inside the building, of course, I'm putting together. Again, for those of you that didn't see the first episode, let me give you a quick synopsis of what I'm trying to do here. This is going to be an interactive railroad shop. It's going to be aimed at kids and families for the most part. I was introduced to trains when I was about 2 years old, and I've loved them ever since. So this shop is going to be aimed at other kids who may not have been up close and personal to model railroads, and their families as well. I want to introduce them to the joys and fun of railroads, model trains, and it's not just model trains, it's miniatures of all sorts. Kids love miniatures. I love miniatures. Excuse me, clear my throat. And again, it's not just trains. Kids have active imaginations, of course, with all types of miniatures. Little boys love their cars and their trucks. Little girls love their dolls. So that's all the world of miniatures. So again, this is all miniatures, but it's more than that. It's trains, it's moving, things that move, it's lights, it's action. And again, what I'm trying to do in my shop here is this will be aimed at families and kids. I'm going to sell Bachmann. They're going to go on these shelves right here. Their trains aren't here yet. They're actually in storage waiting for me to put them on the shelves. I'm going with Bachmann as my main retailer because Bachmann, I think, well, they're the largest manufacturer and distributor of trains in the country. And their starting prices on their starting sets are reasonable, I think. You can get a starting set from Bachmann, and again, I'm not sponsored by Bachmann, it's just that they're my main retailer, and everything here is Bachmann. The track, my starting sets, this is all Bachmann, and that. Bachmann, I mean, you can get a starting set from Bachmann for 125, 150, all the way up to 250, and that's the right price point, because I want people, kids, families, I want them to be able to buy a train set and take it home with them as well. This is going to be a three-part shop for money making. And the most fun part to me, I think, is when kids, families walk in the door, they see the trains in front of them, and I'm going to let the kids operate the trains by themselves for a $5, I'm going to call it a donation. So for a $5 donation, the kids can sit right over here. The controls are going to be here. There's 3 separate loops. They're not connected. They look connected, but they're not. There's 3 completely separate loops. There'll be 3 controls right here. And again, this will just be the simple Bachmann controls. Good for a kid. These are not DCC trains. These are old school trains because again, I want them to be easy for the kids to handle. Or it doesn't have to be kids, grown-ups, teenagers, whatever, whoever, grandmas, grandpas, whoever comes in and wants to donate $5, they can sit here, rent a train for 5 or 10 minutes. There'll be 3 stools here. Again, the controls will be here. There's going to be some other controls the kids can control. There's going to be probably some switches for lights. This whole flat section here is going to be the town. I got lots of flat section for towns, for buildings, for houses, for barns. There's going to be all the way down to the corner here. There's going to be a carnival or county fair. It's going to have things that move. It's going to have Ferris wheels, merry-go-rounds, all that kind of stuff that move and whirl and do all that kind of stuff. There'll be a petting zoo. But to go back, the controls for all that will also be down here as well. So I'll tell the kid, they can also flip a switch here, and lights will go on and off. The carnival stuff way down there will go on and off. I want to have a lot of movement. I want to have a lot of, fascination. I want this to be kind of an immersive experience for the kids, and again, not just the kids, for anybody. Because I want them to come in here and feel like they're part of, the trains, and they really get into the creative aspects of it. My videos, the way I do videos, I'm an old guy, I'm 69, so I'm not high-techy enough to kind of do how-to videos. Pretty much everything I've learned here, I have learned off you other train guys' videos on YouTube, and I appreciate it. I thank you all. I've learned a lot of these techniques you're seeing in front of you, so I'm not going to do the how-to videos. I'm just going to show you what I've done. Again, 3 trains, all Bachmann tracks. There's elevation changes, and again, I think the elevation changes add interest and fun to the layouts. You got to have that stuff. So I've got 3 different elevation changes. I don't have a lot of elevation rise. Probably the largest rise back there in the corner where that mountain's going to be is only about 9 or 10 inches, but still it gives variation and interest. I just built this tunnel yesterday by hand. Those portals for the tunnel are just more of the pink polystyrene painted and inscribed with just a pencil to give the mortar lines. I know some of the guys on YouTube do these amazing, realistic portals and details. I think especially of Luke Towan or Towan, T-O-W-A-N. Luke Towan's videos are the most incredible videos on this kind of stuff I've ever seen. That's why he gets 4 or 5 million views on each of his videos, so a shout out to him. I've subscribed to 20 or 30 of you other train guys' videos, so I thank you all. Hopefully some of you guys will subscribe to mine. So let me just kind of, again, go over. I've done all this in the last 2 weeks. I'm using the polystyrene pink insulation. I'm using a 1/2 inch, a 3/4 inch, and 1 inch, which is just extremely expensive anymore, as everything is. I mean, a 4 by 8 sheet of the 1 inch now is like $25, whereas 5 years ago it would have been half that price. But you got to have it. So anyway, today I finished all of the layering, but of course this isn't the finished product. This is just the underlayment. From here, I'll go to three or four different methods to sculpt it. I'm just going to walk over here. I just bought a brand new drywall knife at Menards. It'll be extremely messy, but that's, just the way it is. I've got very coarse sandpaper. I'll use that. I've got a rasp. I use that. And I'll also use my very favorite toy, my new toy, the hot wire, the hot wire foam cutter. This is not the one from Hot Wire Foam Factory. I kind of wish I'd got theirs. This has been great, but it's not, excuse me, can't clear my throat. It's not adjustable, so you kind of get, it's hard to show. You kind of get, you're a little bit limited at the ends here about how close you can get to the cutting, but that's okay, I'll make do. I got this really amazing hot glue gun. It's a professional grade super bonder from, I think, Hobby Lobby. Best thing about this is, as opposed to the old glue guns I used to get, I'm trying to do two things at once. It does not drip here when you release the trigger. It pulls back and there's no of those old-fashioned messy drips over everything. So that's another of my favorite toys. So again, the next phase is sculpting all of this. And then there will be 3 ways that I will actually put the landscaping onto it, or finish the landscaping, I guess give it the finished grade. One is everybody's favorite sculptor mode here, sculptor mold, which is upside down. I'll be using that. I've got the plaster cloth. I'm going to use that. I've ordered the quilt batting, which one of the fellows on YouTube, I wish I could remember which one it was, shows how to use the quilt batting to make your ground and your grades, and that looks really good. So I've ordered 2 gallons of Mod Podge, everybody's favorite adhesive. I think I bought 2 of these at Hobby Lobby, but for $7 each for little tiny portions. I said no, thank you. So I've got 2 gallons ordered on the way. The quilt batting's on the way. Sculptor mold. There was something else, but anyway, I've got a variety of different ways I'm going to finish the landscaping. I'm going to try to open in 2 weeks. I'm going to try to have the doors open and the trains operational. You guys out there, I know you're looking at me saying, there's no way in hell you'll be done in 2 weeks. Well, no, there's no way in hell I will be done in 2 weeks. But I want to have a bunch of this landscaping at least laid out and to get away from the pink. And again, all of this flat area here, this is where the towns and the houses will be. That's a real wide swath, so I can easily do the quilt batting over this. So it'll look like I got a whole lot done when I actually don't have that much done. It just will go quickly, but that's the idea, is to get this center section done with the quilt batting so it looks like the ground. And then as I add buildings and all, I just, remove little pieces of the quilt batting and add my houses and all that good stuff in. These bridges, these are actually my favorite thing right here. Bachmann was out of their, they've got 6 or 7 bridges which have the railroad logos on them. They're out of all of them, but they have the black bridge. So I said, all right, give me 7 or 8 of the black bridges. And I've kind of a happy accident. I found when you lightly spray paint a couple of times over these bridges, it actually gives them a weathered look. So you don't have to start with a nice bridge and weather it down. You can use these black bridges and weather are just two light coats, 2 light mist, and they look done. They look weathered. I'm really pleased with these. So these 4 trains in succession are bridging the chasm, or the chasm, which is basically what I call a donut hole, which is where I got to get into to work on all sides. Of course, these ziggurats here, which will not, ziggurats? I'm having trouble with pronunciation. The ziggurats will not be ziggurats when they're done. There will be hills and little mountains. And I've got some flat spaces up in them so I can put tents, bears, and that kind of stuff up in the woods. Right here, as we say in Indiana, this is going to be a creek, which will also have a pond in it. I'm going to use that extremely expensive resin stuff to make, and again, thanks to Luke Towan for showing me how to make just incredibly realistic creeks and ponds and water and all that. There will be 3 more bridges, bridge going over there. They're getting ready to put on. There was something else I was going to say, but I can't remember what it was. So anyway, I've got all this done in the last 2 weeks. Let me do the most fun part of anything, which is running a train. Hang on, I'm going to put this down for 1 second. There we go. See, I told you I'm not high-techy. So this is the most fun part. These are Bachmann trains. At the end of the day, this is what you want to do. You want to just play with the trains. And having a little bit of issue with some of the Bachmann couplers, which I understand I'm not the only one, so I'm going to replace a couple of the couplers which are a little too high with some KD couplers. I got to get them ordered real quick. See right there, it's separated. See that? That's kind of the issue with the Bachmann. Some of the Bachmann couplers are a little too high, which I can live with, I can deal with, so I'm going to get those fixed. Anyway, again, that's the fun part, is running the trains. If you guys have any questions at all or any comments, feel free to comment. Feel free to subscribe. One other thing, I was talking about having it as an immersive experience. I'm going to hang clouds from the ceiling of the building here. Get that kind of some more of that batting stuff, and I'll hang clouds down low, so kids are down at this level. A lot of them are. So when they look up, they'll see actual clouds hanging down. One thing to note, I wanted to put some HO planes hanging from the ceiling, so I bought the Bachmann little Jeremy trains, which are actually Thomas the Train. Excuse me. Well, these are not HO scale. These are Thomas the Train scale. They're nice little trains, but they're not HO, but I'm going to use them anyway. I'm going to put them back there, way back there, so the scale of it will actually work. It'll look like it's receding into the background, into the distance. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. Thanks for watching the video. In a couple more weeks, when I'm getting ready to open, I will do one more video, and hopefully I'll have a whole lot more of this done. Working with the pink insulation was very tedious and time consuming because I don't have any templates. I'm just eyeballing everything. Now, as I start to sculpt, all of this is going to be even messier. But I have my brand new Home Depot rigid shop vac to keep the mess plus or minus under control. Anyway, that's enough for now. Thanks for watching the video, and I will talk to you later. Bye.